Hi everyone, my name's Sam Lambert, one of the co-founders at Zengate. And today I want to finally go through the Catalyst closeout report for our Fund 10 Winter Protocol open source traceability and RWA tokenization proposal. Quickly, just want to quickly go over the key challenges that we faced and also maybe provide some context around why it's taken so long to actually get it to the point of submission. When we first started and put this proposal through, there was no open source production ready traceability tokenization toolkit on Cardano. And we wanted to make that available given our views around RWA tokenization as well as traceability as well becoming important. That was our key goal, to make that readily available. And it was quite early on that we were able to actually submit the first milestone and the second milestone to make these contracts available. The reason why it's taken so long since to get to this point is that we've been busy with actually implementing the API and the toolkit for our different projects to actually showcase that enterprise and institutional use cases can work. Effectively demonstrate that this toolkit has been sort of living up to what we said it would live up to. That touches a little bit on the challenge KPI number 2, which is ensuring that this would still work for enterprise grade workflows that aligned with regulatory and compliance needs as well. So some of the stuff that we're most familiar with has been around the European Union's deforestation regulation, but there are many others, from digital product passports to FDA traceability laws and so forth as well. And finally, the third challenge KPI that we had was really around that turnkey concept. We wanted to abstract as much of the blockchain components as possible so that developers could move fast and to deploy their traceability or tokenization solutions quickly. A good example is, if you're a Web2 based traceability project that wanted to become blockchain enabled, there was no way to actually do that when we first got started, but now there is. You can turn your Web2 trace project into one that's blockchain enabled and powered by Cardano. We had a list of different project KPIs. Really, just to summarize, it was around building out these toolkits, making everything open source, providing a number of different use cases, sandboxes, and sort of validating that this actually works sort of in the field itself. One of the things that we did notice is that traction was actually really slow at the start. There were really not many traceability projects on Cardano. That has changed though in the last 12 months. We have seen bigger players like Plastics, India Chain, Open Food Chain, and several others get involved in a similar space, tackling separate problems. And even enterprises like UN showing interest in these things as well. So we made a strategic decision about 24 months or 18 months ago that we needed to be the ones actually sort of building on top of just open source tooling and implementing this stuff sort of in a production grade environment. So there's 3 things that we worked on, implementing the Winter Protocol, and so 3 distinct use cases. So the first was a custom build traceability deployment with a honey factory in Zambia that worked with several thousand farmers. And we tracked different supply chain events from harvesting, processing, batch management, surveys, and so forth. And this is an example of the interface we built a while back, where we captured, in this case, honey harvesting records. And these were buckets of honeycomb that were being purchased by the factory and from smallholder farmers. And we put these records on chain. So these were effectively events based on sourcing. The second use case that we want to demonstrate was more institutional. We got invited to participate in the UNDP SDG blockchain accelerator, and we were proposing traceability as a service, which was tracing anything, anytime, anywhere using APIs. And we built a whole sort of pitch deck around this and presented it in Copenhagen in November of 2025 in partnership with the UNDP Bangladesh country office. And we also built a fun prototype called Trace It, which was using the Winter Protocol API that we had been sort of working on as part of this proposal, and built sort of a fun use case around being able to trace anything, anytime, anywhere. So you can create, or if I just go to preview, but it'd be easier, create different records, and you can create different templates that you want to submit and put on chain. Finally, the last one that we've been working on, which has been quite public, has been PalmEye Pro. It's a multi-tenant traceability compliance solution, which supports smallholder farmers, cooperatives, all the way up to enterprises that care about protecting their supply chains and strengthening their relationships with their suppliers. So yeah, we've been able to demonstrate across a number of different use cases that you can build quickly and sort of iterate quickly on top of these APIs. So the impact has been vast. We have been working with thousands of farmers, whether that's the Zambian pilot or the work that we do today with Cocoa, pilots with the UN agencies, and also talking with other Cardano projects and now new UN agencies in terms of how we can deploy this stuff at so large a scale. Just before I go into why this is important, there's a whole set of tooling, sandboxes and sort of swaggers that people can have a look at, FAQs, best practice documents, and obviously the corresponding GitHub links as well for the project. Traceability is only becoming more and more relevant. We're seeing a big regulatory and commercial push for this stuff to ensure supply chains are sustainable, or sourcing practices are done in the right way. So now that we do have an open source toolkit like this on Cardano, I think it does position Cardano really well. Really, the big thing is that it allows traceability projects that are not blockchain enabled to become blockchain enabled instantly. And I think that's really a powerful sort of goal that we had, that we've been able to achieve and demonstrate even within our own projects as well. So next steps are relatively clear. We'll continue building on the Winter Protocol and using it for our own projects. And we have been getting interest in terms of whether or not we can make this into some form of SaaS style offering, so that, you know, UN projects can you know, pay with fiat and sort of record their events on chain as well. So yeah, we're really excited to keep moving forward on this. It did take a little while since the first milestones were submitted, but we do believe that we've been able to make a really positive dent in terms of traceability on Cardano, and we've continued to demonstrate that this stuff can work sort of as we scale as well. So thank you for everyone listening. Thank you for the patience from the community as well as we close this work up. And we'll keep working on our sort of real life deployments that we have right now. So thanks again, and appreciate all the support today. Thank you very much.